What's up, everybody? It is Mundo Monday. We are drawing Albatross Junction. This is Comic Book Creation Live. I'm Anthony. We're going to be finalizing a lot of inks for first couple pages, or the first issue, rather, of Albatross Junction. And I'll show you what I'm working on. I'm going to switch my camera over. Here we go. I am inking page 35 of issue number 1. We've got our main character, Donovan. We've got our other main character, John Dobbs, right there. We've got the Concordia Quantum 1 aircraft. So let me finish up inking this one while we wait for Kevin to come by. The needle moved a bit on the campaign because Kevin's hard work today and yesterday and past week or so. There's only about 2 weeks left on the campaign, I think, on Indiegogo. So he's been putting a lot of social media stuff out there. He's like the king of our social media right now. Ahoy, Inkerinos! JB Kuma is here from the Mad Science Workshop. What's going on, JB? Yeah, when Kevin gets here, we'll have 2 people inking at the same time. It's going to be unprecedented. But for now, let's work on this panel. The end of issue 1. This is page 35. There's only 40 pages in issue 1. There's 24 pages in issue 2, and both of those come in volume 1. You get 2 issues in the volume 1. So I penciled volume 1. Both Kevin and I are inking. Kevin's penciling volume 2, or issue 2, and both of us will be inking that as well. it's super cold in our albatross world, so everyone's got a winter coat on and nanotech gear, Lumiforge, Lumifier equipment, so they could stay warm. That's like a holographic fire, but it's actually warm. That evolved over the time that there's been like no sun in the world. The sun got like destroyed, so the planet's like drifting out of control. It's super cold. People have been dealing with it for a while, but it's coming to like the end of the rope, you know. That's where we step into the story. It's kind of the end of the rope for the planet and the people. Populations like drastically reduced. There's no, you know, real light source except for artificial suns. That's what everyone's fighting over here. Yeah, JB, if you're here, you want to come in, you let me know. Thanks for that LED link. I want to try those out. You know, people are already talking about that on YouTube. I don't know about the silicone covering that's on it. I don't know if that'll work. Like 12 millimeters is pretty wide, right? But maybe if I rip that off, then those will be excelente. I don't know. I got to try them out. Yeah, like right here, they're getting the news that something went wrong with their jet that's outside, but they look at it like there's going to be like a holographic representation right here. This is what he sees. This is like the jet is fine. So then Dobbs right here, he's going to go check it out because their equipment that blocks them from being spotted has dropped. It's called the shade spot. It stopped working, so that's why they think something might be wrong with the ship. And this dude's gonna have to go investigate like what happened with that. So there becomes the team is split up a little bit and an opportunity for a couple fights to happen. So there's kind of a battle that starts outside the end of issue 1, and then there's a battle that starts inside this complex. So I kind of draw off the page here, just in case we bleed this page out. There'll be art on the side. on all the bleeding edges. Hey, JB, I'm putting that link in the chat right there. Oh, TK is here. He says, how goes it with the gods of the pencil and ink? Let's find out. Kevin is in the back. Let's get him in here too. Here he is.
Yeah, man. New shit. Capital K, Cosme, the Brooklyn kid, baby. Yeah. Check it. I go get it. My soul is full kitted, fresh kiddicks. Does it up with matching fitted, Kyle the kidded.
Yo, what up, man?
What's going on?
What's the word? What is the word, oh week?
It's social media today.
Yeah, I've
Yes.
been going on. I've been going all in.
All week.
Yeah, I promoted shit from my page too, so we'll be seeing more church.
You kind of went robotic there. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said I promoted some couple of posts from the Instagram account. So there's a week promotion going on for like 3 separate posts.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw all of them. Yeah.
Mad Science
You know
Workshop. What's up, man? It's been a minute.
Let me pull up this other thing.
Let me pull this up over here.
I want to show you the needle moved in the campaign a bit because of your efforts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Show you.
My peeps are coming through little by little. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. I'm about to start pressing people like with phone calls like, yo, bro, what's up? You buying this or what? Bro, I need you to buy this today, bro.
So we are,
Okay.
what does it say? 21 backers, and we are 50-something% of the way there. So we are asking
2 weeks
for
left. That's it.
$3,500. We are over 2,000 now. It's that's pretty good there. We're almost
We got
there.
2 weeks. We got 2 weeks.
More than halfway there. Thank you to everyone that backed it. One person that backed it today that I know of is Harris. So Harris from Civilized
Harris,
Sabers.
yeah, I saw his
Thank
name.
you
I
so
saw his name
much.
pop up. Thank you, sir. I think my boy Ash came through. My boy Juan. I just checked out right now before I checked out. My man Juan, my man Ash came through. I think my boy Ryan I grew up with came out the woodworks and just copped the package. My homegirl Lanique from high school came through out the woodworks, copped the package. Yeah, man.
Incredible.
They just made my Christmas list, bro.
Could you hear music when you came on? Was there music playing?
Yeah, there was some like real
My
like,
goofy
elevator
music video.
It was real nice and pleasant.
Yeah, you kind of stepped in at one of the songs you don't like.
Yeah, you know I always want that dog. I always want some dog shit playing, man. That's just me though.
Some of the songs here are pretty good, but that one wasn't good. So there's, what does it say?
Awesome
Oh, there's
dog
less
shit.
than 2 weeks. There's 13 days left. I
Yeah,
have the link.
Can't fuck around.
Yeah, I've got the link in the description if you guys want to check it out. Let's get back to our music video that you don't like.
Yeah.
Let's see if JB comes in here. I want to talk to
JB
JB
Smooth.
about some LEDs. Some breakthroughs are happening right now in the lightsaber world, in the custom lightsaber world.
Breakthroughs in the fucking lightsaber world. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like LEDs are just getting brighter?
Like Jason just sent me a link earlier today with special LEDs for the lightsaber blade, which could be something spectacular. You know, I haven't tried it yet, so we're going to try it out. And You know, in other news, I made some crazy bright blades lately that are just blowing my mind and shit. I think making Harris blind because Harris is going blind in both eyes and shit. I don't know
seizures
if
and
it's
shit.
I
You
don't
have
know
to
what
put like warnings and shit with like bright light, like you're gonna have to put some warning, or else they're gonna take down your channel for being insensitive.
Seriously, because like it
Like, give me a fucking warning, bro.
And people are like asking me, they're like, you know, what do you see when you like look into the blade and stuff? And I'm like, dude, like I go and like look into that for them, but it's like you're gonna hurt my eyes now. You know, you're asking like what happens when I look right into the blade. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to tell you, but it's like, how many times can I do it?
Yo, what year did you like officially start doing this? Like what year was that? You beginning of the business?
You know, you introduced me to that site, FX Sabers. I was like 2008, but it was like the end of 2008, maybe. I think I joined, or 2009.
So you need a tagline, man. You need a tagline like causing seizures since 2008 or some shit.
Yeah, over 12 years.
They gonna fucking take you down. Take you fucking down. Oh, there's some microns overheat.
Oh, we got to play. I don't think I played TK's intro. TK is here. Let's play.
Oh, that's disrespectful, intro. Bro. It's disrespectful.
And I actually love TK's intro because it's got He-Man in it.
T to the mother. Hey!
Oh, baby, I like it, boy. Yeah, man. TK, what's the word, brother, man?
And we've also got a very special guest in the back room.
I'm sensing a powerful mind.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on, JB?
Oh, what is happening, man?
Look at that. Look at that wall of LEDs.
The top's supposed to be lit up. For some reason, the switch isn't working, so that'll be a project.
It looks awesome. That's so trippy.
The my thing up top, I'm planning on making a new one where the logo is going to glow also. Some nice rainbow colors.
Oh, awesome. That's sick. Yeah, so those LEDs you sent me today look so promising. I can't wait to try that.
Yeah, I saw. I did some shopping around on AliExpress, and there are strips that you can buy that are longer. They're not cheap.
Yeah, you know, it's like the price of the one side of the blade is going to be even more than the skinny strips, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously it's worth trying.
Yeah, they're gonna. So it's like half the price of Adafruit, or yeah, about half the price. And there's also 1 meter strips. Now, you know, you don't know in the photos, they could have a seam that's really blows up the whole effect.
What do you mean by that?
Like
the side seam or the seam that you have to solder in the middle?
Yeah, the one in the middle. It says so. The one on Adafruit has like that silicone sleeve over it. You could take that off. The ones that I saw on AliExpress don't have that. So,
right, because the ones I buy from the AliExpress, they because I think you've sent me the links before. Maybe it's eBay. But you've sent me some links and I bought those, and right, they don't come with that like supposed waterproof covering. But I always remove that anyway. Yes. But on this new one, it looks a little different. It looks like it might be like, because at the end of the strip of LEDs that you buy for the lightsaber blade, it's as far as the waterproof ones from Adafruit, it's like a silicone glue almost, or like mold that's kind of holding like the plug on. And what the thing you sent me today looked like was that material over all the LEDs, which if I'm right about that, it will be difficult to remove that, because
no, it won't be too bad. I have something here.
You got anything you can show? Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like
Yeah, I'll show you something.
I have strips here. This was like I had like 15 meters of this. It's just a loose fitting thing that you can cut off and pull
Yeah,
right off.
yeah.
These were I kept waterproof because I was planning on putting them outside.
Oh, so that's the same stuff, like the same size stuff, or
No.
those are different strips?
That's like the same size as the 50/50 strips. Well, it's 50/50s. Those are just 30 per meter. But this is like the style. So it's this is on a metal thing, so it's a little different.
Oh.
But this is if you remember, I was telling you that something about cob blades at some point recently. So this is what I was looking for at that time. And
Now
these
that's
are
RGB, or that's
this
like...
this is just white. And then I also have
Kev, did you
I've
see
got
what he
this-
held up? That like that entire thing is a light emitting diode, basically.
yeah. So this has,
cell phone looking thing is a diode.
you can see like little
Amazing.
dark spots in it. Each one of those is a chip. So it's just like way denser. If I turn it on, it's just going to blind the light. Yeah.
See, Kev,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
fucked
all
up.
light. It's like a light table,
Yeah.
but maybe brighter.
It's great I use it as a fill light. I just have it on my desk over here. But yeah, they're great. I've they're really bright, and you know you can get a density like I think it said something stupid like 330 pixels per meter.
Yeah, that's why I think it's so dense. It's going to be like that board that you held up. We actually have, speaking of lightsabers, we have formerly known as Nova Star in the back room. Let's get him in here.
Free us or die.
There he is. What's going on, Matthew?
Free us or die. I love that one too. Hey, what's up, guys? I actually just literally made a post on Facebook because the link. So that's awesome. I'm glad that you guys send it because then I can post it and be like, "Yo, you guys got to get over
thought of that too.
crowdfunding.
Yeah, it's like,
hurry up, get it done, man."
2 days ago, I thought of that and told Kevin that's what we should be doing. Yeah, because like we were putting like an image up, and that's not as easy, obviously, as like here.
It's okay.
This takes you there.
It's okay. Like that's why you probably see with me, I keep saying, make it public because like you have it linked where I think it's when you post only friends of Albatross Junction, the page can see it, meaning the public cannot, I think. Or if I share it, I can't share it to the public. But like it's totally understandable. Like people, like we just got to get the word out. We got to keep saying, "Yo, make it happen. Make it happen."
Yeah.
These guys is drawing really good, man.
Kevin was doing a great job today and yesterday with that. He put a lot of little videos together. He was speaking a lot about it on Instagram. Thank you, Kev.
Whatever, Kevin. We all know the real work goes on with and. I'm just busting your balls, Kevin. I'm just busting your balls. How you doing, Kevin?
Word, man. How you doing? How you feeling?
Dude, Kevin was busting my balls last time. I loved it. It was great.
What I say last time?
Kevin was on fire last time.
I saw your post where you're like, "My character's my heart," and I was.
No. You said, yo, the things I'm coming up with tonight. # my heart. That was the greatest. I was like, oh shit, he's vibing hard right now.
But no, it's just funny the way you said that. I was like, oh my god, I sounded like a.
No, it was funny. But you know why I laughed? I laughed more at the fact that I knew I wasn't gonna be able to ask you about it. All I could say is like, yo, it sounds like it's coming out good, but I'll find out, when I get it.
Oh, I see. I was like, why wouldn't you be able to ask me? I'm like, I see, because it was like, yeah, it's something I shouldn't tell people because it'll just ruin the, like, it'd be like if you're like the end of Albatross Junction works like this.
Blah blah. It happened. That's funny stuff, man. It's funny stuff. I kind of wanted to talk to TK real quick. He said he was gonna hit us with some Seizure Madness, and I know he made some sabers in the past. I know he has some sabers in the past, and he has experienced a lot of seizures. So I want to know if that was like a real life trigger, like for him. You know what I mean? Like, are you fucking buying these bright ass seizures and then like waking up tomorrow? Like, what's happening here?
And they are blinking, like,
because that what I just saw right now was pretty crazy. That panel you just held up, that was sick. That was sick.
I know. I just saw that as I popped into the whatever they call it, the backstage, and I was like, that's really cool.
Nah, that was great.
They're like $12. They run on 12 volts. So if you have a power supply,
$1 a volt.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
The thing is, like, you probably don't have a power supply that actually can give it its full power. So like right now, it's only pulling like half an amp.
Oh man.
But it can pull, if you give it 15 volts, it can pull like I don't know, like 6 or 7 amps.
Oh, overdrive. No.
Yeah. And then it's literally blinding.
Right? Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. TK Boomer's like, oh, yo, what's up, TK?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Actually,
JB, what do you think
I gotta get on your
like...
donation link too. I haven't done it yet, and I already told you guys that I'm like, if you know the character descriptions. I know I was just saying that stuff, but I'm like, yeah, I gotta get my money in.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it looked like there was only 13 days left. 60 days goes by pretty quick. They only allow you 60 days for Indiegogo campaign. Then it can go into
crazy.
Kind of on demand after that. But as far as the campaign itself, but I think it's going pretty well. It passed 50% of what we're asking for so far, and there's still some time left. So I think we might get there, especially with everybody kind of pulling for us.
I'm just gonna keep making that push, man. I mean, I'm just hardwired to be a procrastinator, bro. I need to feel a little bit of pressure before I go and do what the hell I'm supposed to do. It's sad, but just like it's the truth.
Well, also it's a lot of like for everyone else too. It's like you could imagine like if Kevin was saying, "Hey, there's 48 days to go," they'd be like, "Well, I'll just do it in 3 weeks."
It's
so it's smart to just do it at this point to be like, "Hey, now is the time."
It's funny that the best advice I ever heard from any people was like this fencing buddy of mine. I won't even name him by name right now because it won't matter. But the point is, he was just like, it's pretty simple. You need to go. We need your money now. You know what I mean? Like, it's true. Like, we don't, you just don't want to pussyfoot around and you got to ask them and not, it's not like it's begging. It's like people show the value. Like, you already have shown the value of this project.
Man. I'm not trying to buy sneakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true that they don't necessarily know all the story. Like maybe if some of the story was a little bit released or something, but that's not even the point, because the point is it's like, but it's not like, oh, they have 3 images. What's the big deal? It'd be like, yeah, they've drawn slightly more than that. Just a little,
what's crazy? Like, what really hit me today? This is gonna sound real stupid because I've been involved in this project since the beginning.
Don't be saying it like that. Don't be starting with this. Instead, say, "Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Kevin."
What's fuck? Hey, yo, check this out. Yo, this is what I realized today. My name is Kevin Scott Cosme, and I realized that. I heard myself say when I was recording that video that we have over 60 pages, and I'm like, fuck, man, 60. That's a lot of pages.
It hit you hard, right?
Like I was like, damn, 60 pages.
Yeah,
that's a lot. But I mean, there aren't many graphic novels that are like 60 pages jam packed with illustrations on every page. If they have 60 pages, it'll be like story, splash page, story, splash page. But
yeah, that's why it's important for you guys remember that value that you guys have, because I forget that about Diamond Dragons a lot too, where I'll be like, oh, this isn't happening and this isn't working and that's not this is, oh, maybe it's not so great. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell am I talking about? I have more information and world building involved in Diamond Dragons than most people will ever have in their screenplay or book, because I have video, sound, music, the songs that I've written, like their lyrics, the language. Like, in other words, neither of us should be feeling.
It's wild. But
yeah, neither of us should be feeling like, oh, we probably didn't put out enough content and that's why people didn't donate. Like, that's not the reason.
But we all know as creators, you come to a point where you're just like, this sucks. Every creator goes through it. You know what I mean? So like even
doesn't matter what you're doing.
That's what I'm saying. Even with the LEDs and shit that you do, it could be blowing up your room. Like, you can't. It could blind you. You still might. There's still like an inkling in your head. It's like, you know what? This could be better. Even though you can't see shit for 4 days. Can't see shit for 4 days. Be like, damn, it's got to be brighter. It's got to be brighter.
Well, I mean, like I got all sorts of things that nobody's ever seen except like Anthony.
Yeah, like Jason doesn't like to show anything until it's like completely done and perfect, and that a lot of
That
times
never happens.
that doesn't happen for things.
Well,
when a human's infallible, they make something, I guess, inherently imperfect. But it's fantastic. All the things JB's got in the on his shelf over there and stuff.
there's a good old quote from none other than George S. Patton, you know, the general, where he's like, a good plan executed violently now is better than the proverbial perfect plan executed sometime in the unknown future.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, all the stuff JB's got is like done and functional. It's just that he hasn't revealed it to anybody. So it's more like the George S. Patton quote would have to change to like he did the plan, but it's like, I guess they like the media needs to come in and film it now.
Well, no, if he's already executed it, then it's done and it doesn't matter. Like, think about it. Social media is just another thing where it's like, think about it like in 1980s and 90, it's like if you created something, only you and your idiot friends left, right, up and down the corner where you could throw a stone in any direction and hit your idiot friend Kevin and Anthony. I'm just teasing you, but you know what I mean? Like, those are the only ones who knew. It wasn't like you're like, oh, I just tricked out my bicycle when I was 12. I better post it on the internet.
Right.
Like, that didn't, what? No, only.
Well,
you
and actually, you guys have something in common, both Jason and Matthew, where
because we're old.
I know. Well, unfortunately, you guys both have had things stolen from you, and that's part of the reason why you know don't sort of show everything.
That's true. That's part
right
that
off
is
the
part of
bat.
it.
Well, yeah, I didn't show everything. It's just, yeah, well, everybody's different. Like, yeah, I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, oh, there's a common link, but it's like, yeah, you know, also, there was something that Steve Jobs said at one point. I remember seeing this too, because there's an interview with a guy who worked really closely with Steve Jobs when they were making the iPhone. And so now we're going back in time when cell phones were still pretty basic, you know, just phone calls, texting, nothing else. Little stupid games, you know, stupid. And they were like, Steve, now that we've done this thing or whatever, dude, like, I don't know how to explain it to you. China is like copying us and they're doing this and like all these copies are coming out. And he literally said, then Steve just said, just hold on for a second before I answer your question. And then he sat there for a good, 10 seconds and went, you know, the iPhone is out there now and there's nothing that we could do about it. You know, and you're like, wow, that from a CEO of a company? Isn't that crazy?
I get it though.
You know what I mean? Like, once you put that out there, then that means that's how you improve the world anyways.
Yeah.
It's true, man.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why when Albatross Junction gets out there, the whole world is going to improve and shit. You know?
You know what I mean? And then we're gonna have Pigeon Junction is gonna come out 3 weeks later.
Pigeon Junction.
You know what I'm saying?
Pigeon Junction. Is that the Chinese version?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
it's like Ni hao ma wo de ming ze she jian.
Bro, that shit sounded
Junction.
official. Was that legit? Because that shit sounded legit.
Some of what I just said was legitimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounded like straight.
There were real words in there.
Yeah. No, all of it. Yeah. Well, except for the Albatross Junction. Ni hao ma wo de ming ze she jian.
That sounded delicious. It sounded like a number 5 in my favorite restaurant, bro.
No, I just said my name. That's about it. Well, hello. I said hello.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just another language. I mean,
It's crazy.
but it's true that well, speaking of languages, do you guys have other languages in AJ?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, cool.
Just terminology is different, like slang words, like cuss words, things like that.
Yeah,
we have a whole running list of those.
You got to have an actual albatross in there one day.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, there's
Just like flying by in the background.
Like on the show?
Just randomly. So no, you know what you could do, and you could be like, if this one gets funded, then from all subsequent issues, there will always be a hidden albatross, just like the Where's Waldo. No. I'm just making it up. Don't listen to me. I'm not funny. I'm not funny. It's not funny.
Well, there's actually albatross flying around in our book at certain points, and they're, you know, if you like zoom in on them and look closely at them, they're like partially like robotic because they're
Oh snap!
they're like enhanced with
wings, bro.
Hashtag reveal.
one of our characters later on. He's Donovan's son, the guy I'm drawing right now.
Oh,
later
this is Donovan's son. What's his name?
No, I mean this is Donovan, and later on when you see Donovan's son, Nika, he actually like becomes friends with one of the albatross birds that has been like he kind of upgrades him with like robotic stuff, and like when his his eyes like freeze and burst because it's so cold and stuff like that, he'll add little robotic eyes because he's like sick, really good. Kind of like Anakin, right? He's like, I'm good at fixing things.
Basically, when this bird dies, he ain't happy.
Will you do the I missed the impression of Anakin Skywalker?
I'm good at fixing things.
So I was trying to hold a straight face and I couldn't.
I'm the only human who could do it.
What the hell? Why do you sound like a cross between Mrs. Doubtfire and freaking
David and Goliath? David and Goliath. Remember David and Goliath, the claymation?
No, I do not. But I remember David and Goliath.
Remember David and Goliath, the claymation?
No, I know the story, but I don't
Holy
know.
Shit.
I apologize. I don't know the claymation. I'm sorry.
It was hilarious, man. Back in the days, it was funny as fuck.
Did they have that kind of voice?
Yeah, and it was like kind of like on the Gumby side of things. You remember Gumby? I remember Gumby. Yeah.
Woo!
It's funny as hell.
Yeah. That was a great impression, though, Anthony. I got to give you credit.
That shit was great.
Do you like my Padme impression? Here it is. I'm Padme.
That's cool. That was really good. I could do a Hayden Christensen impression, but it would involve me tripping on a whole bunch of things.
Oh,
did you guys? This is I'm making a kind of joke. Did you guys ever see any of the behind the scenes bloopers with the prequels, especially like the first two? Well, no, actually all three.
I think I did. I saw all the behind the scenes videos for sure.
Yeah, there's this great sequence where you see Hayden, and he's supposed to be in the spaceship and he's holding the handles like this, right?
Yeah.
And he's supposed to lean over and go like, now all two, make sure this, that, and something like that, right? And the handle just breaks off, and you see him, and he's, you can see he's kind of like, oh shit, I just broke the prop department's heart, along with Padme's.
Yeah. As somebody who's done props that have gotten slaughtered by the cast, it's like, you can only do so much.
Yeah, you could see it, but anyways, I know the joke is going weird and long, but the point is, Hayden, they just kept showing all these shots where he just kept falling over, like literally he tripped so many times, no joke, like he was tripping.
Was it because of like the long clothes, like the robes or something?
Not so much. I think the most infectious thing is the one where he trips near Natalie and she just loses it. And her laugh is pretty infectious. It's so funny to hear her. Not to mention there's this scene where she's walking under a wing of a craft and you could tell it feels so awkward to Natalie Portman. And then she turns to George Lucas and she's like, this is ridiculous. Like this is not in the film, right, George? You're just doing this as a prank, right? Because she's having to do this weird, like almost not a limbo, but she has to walk under the craft of this starship on a blue screen, and it's
Are you an angel?
It's so funny. And again, that's what I mean. Hayden was just tripping all over stuff, so I'm like, yeah, that would be my impression. I'll just fall over a whole bunch of times.
That dude is the worst, man. It's even
really? I thought he was fine. What's so bad about Hayden?
He just always every line he delivered, in my opinion, sounded confused, like he wasn't sure.
Yeah.
He might have been directed that way. I'm not joking,
bro.
Yeah.
No, but this isn't most of his movies, though.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
I think so. Where is he at? Is he still work? Is he have anything new?
What else he been in?
I don't know.
I mean, that's not a testament. That's not me saying that's a testament that he sucks. I'm not the fucking authority on who's a good actor. I'm just saying like he was just always like he always stole the scene for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. That's harsh.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
I mean, I can't get past like the rolling around with the fart monsters. And,
like in the second movie.
Yeah,
episode
the whole
2.
movie is just a disaster. they're like riding on these stupid like fart monsters and stuff, and then they're rolling around on the grass like.
And he pretends he's like dead or something.
Terrible. That was terrible. That was terrible.
I don't know what the hell it is.
It's the same scene where he's like making the apple float or some shit like that.
Oh, you know, it
Yeah,
might have been because I think you might laugh at this for me being all the whatever Star Wars and stuff. But I think I only saw Attack of the Clones once.
That's good.
You're better for that, man.
I knew that was gonna. I walked right into that one. I should have known it was coming. I don't know why everybody thinks all those are so bad. Like they're bad. They're not the way people wanted to see films. I don't think.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like choices they made to like dumb it down or something, and it didn't work. Like
Yeah.
But
Like
still,
he was talking down to kids instead of
probably.
Like you write a movie, you just don't like fill it with sex and drugs, and then it's for kids. Like that's it. Like that's the formula. Leave out the sex and drugs. Now
You
it's
want to
for
buy
kids.
some death sticks?
Yeah. Well, I guess he fucked that up. But yeah, I mean,
Cigarettes, right?
Just say no to
Oh,
death.
cigarettes.
Oh, you
We-
should
we-
put that in as an homage, Anthony, right? You should have one of your guys say that in Mundo's bar. Shout out to Mundo. And by the way, Mundo, what's up? We miss you, bro.
Oh, what's up with Mundo? Is he coming?
I'm
Okay.
sure
I don't
he's
know. What are you
trying
asking
as
me for?
hard as
What,
he
my
can
mom?
to get here.
Mundo's doing $110 right now on the freeway.
Ooh.
Guaranteed.
He might have stopped at some vehicle that's on fire to pull some people out of the flames.
He is
Well,
that.
he
He's
is that
gonna
kind of
be
guy.
he's
here.
that kind of guy. Yeah.
He is that kind of guy.
Well, wait, wouldn't he has a flamethrower? So what would he be able to do to put it out?
I mean, he also probably has some kind of ice pistol.
An ice pistol. I love that. Why does he have a flamethrower but not an ice pistol instead of like an ice shotgun?
Definitely had something. He has something that's going to work in every disaster scenario.
Ice to meet you.
Ice to meet you. Stick around.
Chill out, bird boy.
Chill out.
Holy shit.
I was just reviewing some footage with Edward Furlong in American History X.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy stuff.
That's a good movie. That movie's nuts.
That
Slightly.
movie is nuts.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah.
That's the word.
Slightly, just a little bit.
Yeah, I was watching a short little interview with Edward Norton where he's just like, yeah, I didn't do that one necessarily for like the prestige and the money and all that stuff. Like there was a lot of craziness going on, but he's just like, he wanted to show another side of his acting, right? And it's like, whoa, yep, you did it.
I don't think that movie could survive like the social purge over the next couple of years. That movie's gonna disappear.
I mean, Tom
Ooh.
and Jerry isn't going to survive the social purge.
Tom and Jerry.
How could that movie, right? Like if they're canceling Dr. Seuss, how can that movie last? American
That's
history.
so funny, dude. That's so funny, Anthony. That's so on point.
Like you better buy it on DVD if you want to watch that movie in 5 years. That's what I think.
I know. And to be fair, they're not canceling Dr. Seuss. What they're
Yeah.
doing is, I think they're being very selective about certain
warning
books.
on it, right?
Although I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying is some people think it means they're taking everything off the shelves. I'm like, they're not. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
you're right. It doesn't make it any better. It just means it's less accurate. That's all.
I mean,
put-
and they did it voluntarily. There wasn't like a grassroots movement to get.
They,
them to
they
do it.
canceled themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of fear. And that's the thing is, I think that was what it is right. Like, even look at what JK is up to. JK Rowling, obviously, the only thing anybody seems to care about anymore is that she voiced her opinion on her perspective of things. It's toxic. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if that necessarily, cancels out the rest of the person. And certainly then there's the other thing about Bill Cosby. You'd be like, ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Do we, because of his actions, do we cancel all of his old material? Like he's not funny anymore, guaranteed, right? And it's like, ooh, I don't know, man. That's a tough call,
It's getting crazy. It's getting nutty.
Yeah. I mean, as far as that goes, people just need to start coming up with some new ideas and stop rebooting and playing old shit. Like, there's lots of great ideas. I read 60 books last year, and any one of them would be better than more Cosby reruns.
Okay, I agree with you 100%. I mean, Diamond Dragons, I'm not going to be weird because this is my own work, but it's like, it's certainly better than a lot of the things I've seen and read over all my, like, okay, I'll put it this way. It's a hell of a lot better than Sharknado. So,
And that had sequels.
Exactly. This is all I'm saying. So I'm like, if Sharknado can exist, Albatross Junction can exist, and definitely Diamond Dragons and its subsequent story continuations from there. You know,
Sharknado is the most progressive film of our time, though.
progressive in what way?
Yo, I've never even seen it though. I've only seen it previously.
Well, I'm glad he's like, I wanted to voice this opinion, and I'm gonna go see it one of these days.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but they made like 5 of them, right? There's like 5 Sharknadoes or some crazy shit like that, and it's literally sharks just being thrown around in tornadoes, fucking shit up. That's what it is.
I mean, the irony of the fact that the title is the beginning and the end. You know, like everything you need. Like, there's nothing. There's no mystery, right? Like.
Well, the one thing I kind of learned when I saw my dad's like he has one of these TV boxes that he kind of gets all these like B movies across. I don't know where they come from. And you would be so surprised. Like, you'd be so surprised how how many like how many like there's a lot of shit movies like that you've never heard of. Like Sharknado might even be almost at the top of that heap, but there's like a lot. Like, you'd be surprised. You're like, oh, you know, and
have you guys heard of the Velocipaster?
2018, this many movies came out. It's like so many movies came out, but like so many you just never heard of. They're all trash, like in this like C and B bin. But they show up in those like
that last one, by the way.
Did you
the
say
Velocipaster is a real movie?
That was my next question. That's real.
They're all weird titles like that.
Why am I doing a plug?
The Velocipaster.
I mean, as soon as you said it, I knew it had to be real.
It was. It's sad. It is, and it shouldn't be. And I think that's why they made it. They're like, no one's ever going to believe that we titled a movie this nonsense.
TK, did you watch the Total Recall with Arnold or with Colin Farrell?
Oh, right, exactly. Colin Farrell, and I think that was, dang it, Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Because she's dope. I like Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, she is. She's dope.
Yeah, she's not just beautiful. She's a really talented actress, actually, and reminds me a lot of Olivia Wilde. Have you guys ever heard of her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Super.
So
talented.
we were just talking about Mundo. Seek and ye shall find. Well, he was there and he just disappeared. So I'm sure he's coming back.
He disappeared. He's cloaking himself, is what you mean.
I had him coming in the show and then he blinked out of existence.
Nobody disappears on Albatross Junction. They only use cloaks of invisibility.
That's right, TK.
Shade spots.
Yeah,
well, wait,
it's got to be the real one.
The real Total Recall. So I'm pretty sure he means the one with Arnold.
Yeah,
of course.
Well, other than that, if he's like, oh, there's some, did you know Total Recall was a remake? That would have been cool.
Was there the 3-titty girl in the new one?
Yes.
There was.
That was the highlight. That was the highlight for every 12-year-old boy who saw that movie.
Yeah.
No, Kev, that scared me. I got scared when I saw that. I saw it in a theater in like 1990. I
blew my mind, man. Let me tell you something. So I went with my brother, his wife, and I was a kid, and like back in the days, it wasn't assigned seating, so you just had to sit where you fit in. You know what I mean? So they sat together, and I was like two rows ahead of them, and so I kept like peeking back to see if they were there and shit like that. When I saw 3 nips, I stood up and was like, "Yo!" I was like, "Yo, bro, like, what the fuck are we watching? This is crazy."
I actually have a story.
Crazy. I went home and told my mom. I was like, "Ma, there's a lady with 3 fucking nipples in the movie. It was crazy."
I actually have a story about this you guys will resonate with because it's real and it happened and it's so weird and I never think about it, but there you go. I'll just put it out in here now.
Resonate with 3 nips?
No, but I mean, do you remember how there was also a midget actress, and I shouldn't say midget,
she was dope.
But like, dope. Yeah, I apologize out there to the audience too. Like, I'm trying to think of the right words. Like a shorter person. I'm trying to describe it for the scene. And she was beautiful blonde gal, and she's in her outfit, and she's like shooting a machine gun, and it's all part of the craziness.
Cool as fuck.
Yeah, and also shout out to Breaking Bad star, the guy who's bald who played.
Man, Hank.
He was in there. But anyway,
that
gal who's shooting the machine gun, right? And I swear to God, I think I have these pictures. I don't know. But when I was Darth Vader for an event in Campbell, California, she was one of the guests at this convention where I was at. So then people were like taking pictures of me next to her and things like that.
Dope. Yeah, she's cool.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't really get a chance to talk to her because she couldn't really hear me through the Vader. I'd be like, "Hello, it is nice to meet you."
Was she the one that was on In Living Color?
She might have been. I don't know super big time because I'm not super familiar with
Like
her
blonde curly hair.
I don't remember her in Living Color though.
Okay.
Yeah,
remember
I
that.
She's a
wouldn't
small
know.
person though. She's like 2 foot nothing.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyways, so she was there, and I was like, "Whoa!" It would have been cool to talk to her, but again, I was in all that gear and the lightsaber, and she's like, "Oh my goodness," and I was like, "Would you like a photo?"
If you
I
talk
don't-
to anybody, it just comes through the voice modulator as
Eh,
Darth
well-
Vader, so they get scared.
Yeah. From my modulator, I had to pitch my voice just like I just did now, and then it helped it, and it sounded better.
Yeah. Her name
That's
is Debbie Lee Carrington.
Yeah, that was it. Because that's right. I should remember the last name Carrington because I always thought, oh, that's such a nice last name. I love that name.
She was also in Return of the Jedi, Ewok Adventure, and Howard the Duck.
That's right.
Howard the Duck. That's
I completely forgot about that she was in the Star Wars movies. I should have known that. Dang it.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, and I mean, that's my point too. No wonder they were taking all the Star Wars because I don't think it occurred to me at that moment, and it didn't until you just mentioned it. But I'm like, that's right. I should have known that, but I didn't.
I
But,
mean, she was in an Ewok getup though.
Yeah, she was set up
Like
like an
Warwick
Ewok. She was
Davis.
she was also really young then.
Kenny
too.
Baker.
Yeah, she played Weechie.
Yeah. Shout out to her too. Rest in peace too, because I think she passed away.
No, she did.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
Nope. Yes. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So he's got the mad skills, the mad science workshop, but he's got the mad skills on the looking stuff up on the internet.
Yeah, that was quick. That was pretty
yeah.
immediate.
Most of my science is research.
That's awesome.
That's pretty dope.
I've been encouraging my she's almost 7. Shout out to my daughter. To learn more about science. So I've been like teaching her about the stars and everything. And so every now and again, when I'm talking to her about it, I'll be like, oh, so yeah, that's almost as far as maybe this would be from, this, that, and the other. And then she's like, Daddy, how far is the sun from the earth? I'm like, let's go find out. And then I'll try to have her, type it in so that she can learn. And it's just something that I never really thought of, you guys. Like, like when I was a kid, if I wanted to learn something that wasn't available to do that thing.
Yeah.
And certainly, even if you looked it up in a library book, you weren't probably going to get pictures and videos and tutorials and cool kind of parallaxing skies that help you to like determine positioning. Like, give me a break. In the 80s,
Encyclopedias with the shit. That was the first internet.
Like, in my professional life, a lot of people, well, you grew up with computers. It's like a Nintendo.
Hey, you're talking to someone whose first computer. I can't believe I'm dating myself with this because then everybody's know how.
Commodore 64.
Well, an Apple II Plus.
Oh, well, I had an 8085, so
yeah.
And that's when Pentiums were already out. It was had both colors, black and green.
Yeah, black and green.
It was a glorified word processor, but there was no internet. What else did you do with a computer? You typed your stuff and you printed it out.
That's pretty much it. It's true.
Yeah.
Like, I remember those days. I remember when I had a dot matrix printer and it made the most god awful noise. But as a kid,
I miss it.
I thought it was cool. But then you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm going to print something that's 200 pages, and you just hear this, and that would be going on for like 40 minutes straight. And you're like, oh my
it is. It's exciting, right? You created your masterpiece out of not even colors, like textures on the screen, and then or it might be in color if you were lucky enough to have a color adapter, and then it just prints out in black and white, blocky nonsense.
Well, actually, I was happy about that. Not even black and white. It prints out in
grayish.
Just
all
black.
The paper's white, hopefully.
All I cared about back in the days was that stack of perforated paper.
Yeah.
Did you have that stack? That was like accordion. Oh shit, that was amazing. That was amazing.
You got to understand, as a kid, I printed out some stuff that was like 200 of that pages, Kev, and that was like
great, bro.
my parents. They were like, "Oh my Lord, have mercy with the noise."
And then they had that you could print banners, so you just had like your continuous banner.
Yeah,
I had that. Broderbrun's print shop is what I used. Shout out to Broderbun. They were like probably 5 people back then. Or dude, you know, yo JB, like I remember when Electronic Arts was like 4 people. Right? Yeah, I remember some of their names because of the Archon game. You know, Ann Westfall.
Got this very important.
He's got a freaking whatever it was, 8.5 by a quarter disc. Wait, no, what do they call it?
This is a 5 1/4.
5 1/4. That's right, because the other ones
floppies were
3.5.
actually floppy. I cracked
Yeah.
it. Shit.
I hated how easily those could be destroyed though by like a magnetic force and everything. You're like, oh Lord.
That's crazy.
Yeah, see though, Kevin and Anthony, you just went down old man road with me and JB.
When me and Kevin were in college, we had the first like zip disk, I think it was called, Kev,
Oh,
where it was
dude, I had
100,
one.
There's a
100
zip disk for you.
megabytes.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah, 100 megs. Then they had the 200 megabyte one. You thought you were
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had.
Did you?
Yeah, I had the one that supported both. But look at that stuff going back in the zip drive days.
You got a
Holy
zip
shit.
disk, JB?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just
right
held
here.
one up,
Yeah,
man.
fill it up. My first job, they used to use SideQuest discs, those big fucking trunks with like tanks.
Like my first career was in printing until the internet existed.
That
And
changed the game.
yeah, I mean, like I probably have 20 zip disks and a bunch of jazz disks.
Jazz
You ever had those?
I remember
Jazz
them.
discs-
I didn't have that
hell
technology
yeah.
though.
It was basically like hard drive platters in a cartridge.
Those were dope. Yeah, those were dope. And you can take them from like port to port. It was pretty
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah. So like the place I worked, we had 2 buildings that were a couple blocks away, and there was no way to get files from one building to the other except putting them in the stupid jazz disc and carrying it over. Or before that, we had a SCSI hard drive that was
Oh yeah,
like,
the SCSIs. Oh my god, my
It
friend
was
had one
like-
of those in college.
SCSI just
it was-
sounds filthy.
yeah, it was massive, you know, it was like half a gigabyte.
Yeah, although I have a funny story real quick about the SCSI drive. Is he bought this janky SCSI drive online through Craigslist at the time because that's all you could do. And I was like, oh my god, you're gonna buy like a hard drive from some dude used? I don't think that's a good idea. Anyway, long story short, it worked for a while, but then one day he turned it on. I swear to you, JB, it sounded like that thing was gonna take off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
Oh,
motor
man.
on that thing sped to such a level of RPMs. I cannot tell you the shrill sound that was being made, and we were like, "Oh my god, we're all gonna die."
Well, I've got this cooler here, and it's full of hard drives,
Put it on ice.
and it just like happens to perfectly fit hard drives side by side. So there's like, there's 8 in here now.
Yes,
There's probably like 20 hard drives going back 20 years.
excellent.
And then, so I was about to reformat my computer. So it's like, well, before I do that, who knows what's lurking on these hard drives? I'll just start mounting things and still see what still works.
I like that line. I'll start mounting things and see what works.
See what
That's
still
pretty
works.
much my life's actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some people, that's an ambition. So
Kevin, do you have anything to say about this?
Nothing at all, man. I left that one
Damn
alone.
it! I was like, I can't get him to walk into this problem.
I left that one alone. Mounting things, see if it works. I mean, that's where we're all headed, right?
Sounds like a caveman strategy.
That's where we're all headed, man.
Oh my god, I can't even believe I said that on live. I've said that on live television. Everybody,
Mundo must have had some kind of power outage, I
He's
think.
mounting something to see if it still works.
actually, that's true. And then look at TK Boomer's like, who let the Mundo out? Who let the Mundo out?
They must have called him for
Hopefully
some
he's
help.
good,
Maybe
though.
his
Hopefully he's good, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's
family probably needed him at that moment.
You never know.
My
You
guy,
never know with the Mundo.
my man Mundo.
I still love that like we still have to come up with like a library, like just a plethora, whatever, of because you have the Moondalorian, right?
Yeah.
We'll be like Howl at the Mundo, or something like that, and you got to
I
have
come up with a
Mundo-
couple like on the fly during the show sometimes, and then I forget them.
Well, that's the problem, right? If you guys all write them down, eventually you can include an Albatross Junction special. You'd be like, it's, the Moondalorian will go in there, but you can have that in his. What would that be too?
Maybe it would be a drink. Like I think everything's just like a drink at Mundo's bar. Every funny name is like a drink.
Well, I just thought of something because there's something in Diamond Dragons. I go by with the days of the week. It's Sun's Day, Moon's Day. I do like Truth's Day, Wind's Day, Thorn's Day, Star's Day, and then we're back to Sunday. But Moon's Day, that's funny. You could make Mundo's Day or something.
I always think of Stars Day whenever, because ever since I read your script, I always think of Stars Day for some reason. I guess that's stuck in my mind ever since I read
Well, it makes the most sense because it's Saturday, then you think stars. And Saturday, technically, it's kind of like Saturn, at least in your mind, you know?
Well, I mean, that's the origins anyway.
To a point, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it actually came from like Seder, which is like some weird old Greek term for, I think, party or celebration.
It's Saturn.
Oh, okay, cool. But that's even better, actually, because you're like, hey, it comes from the stars. That's awesome.
I'll tell. So just a tangent on this. The only way I remember the days of the week in Japanese is translating via Spanish and Sailor Moon.
What the?
What?
Because the
hashtag question mark?
So the Sailor Scouts' powers correlate to the elements that correlate to the days.
Oh my God.
So it's like
well, nothing was lost in translation.
And that's Mizuyobi. Miraculous, Mercury.
Yeah.
Mizuyobi is water. So that's how I get there. I can't remember them, probably because I have this crutch in my head, so I never remember them in order. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I get there.
Well, and the shout out to Mundo again. He just said he's having the technical difficulties again, right? And he said he'd get to us, right?
He's trying, so we'll see if he gets here.
Yeah, I hope everything's okay with him. Yeah, but that's amazing that's how you remember the days of the week. Like
it's stupid.
That's not stupid. I mean, I think it's just like everybody has their way for learning things or doing things or whatever. But yeah, like I was just joking around. But it's true. Like I decided to do that for the Dragons for actually more reasons than just being.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
All right.
No worries. That would actually be cool. What we need to do is get Kevin and Anthony like really cool pens that like if they draw for long enough, the pen like learns and then it just continues drawing the rest of it.
I think we can do that.
That'd be incredible. Are you crazy? That'd be incredible.
It's a good idea.
I love that shit.
We'll make it happen, guys. That way you can have like 15-minute breaks. What?
Imagine that shit. I had a question for JB real quick. That in the background, is that on the screen or are those like individual lights? Like it just
individual lights.
It's like the craziest light bright on Earth right now.
Yeah, there's 1,800 LEDs in that thing.
Oh, and you can program them?
Yeah.
Of course.
You can't really tell because it's just washed out, but it's animated. It's all like flickering and doing stuff.
Holy shit.
I can see the time cursor blinking.
Yeah, that's great.
And I can see the other flickeries as well, but they're not super pronounced. I think it's because it's not full screen, which is okay.
That is wild. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. That is humongous.
I just hit reset, so it'll eventually go through its startup animation.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And I mean, I guess that's perfect for like displaying all sorts of interesting things that you could quickly make like immediately as opposed to taking forever on a computer or something.
It takes way longer.
Oh no.
It's very complicated to get it to make graphics and stuff. I had to because it's 30 by 60 and there's no everything has to be pre-programmed and it has to be efficient to fit on the chip. This is powered by an Arduino. I've tried all different things. Like I've tried Raspberry Pis. I've got like piles. I don't know. It's stupid how many chips and stuff I have on my desk right now. But it's
you could do a whole video on this. You probably already have.
Yeah, I recently accidentally became doing this sort of full time at the moment. So.
Accidentally, huh?
Yeah, well, I've been unemployed, and then I got a bunch of calls for people asking for projects. So
nice.
I've just been doing a bunch of coding for the past month or so.
Holy cats. Well, that's amazing. But no, I totally resonate because, like, you know, COVID-19 definitely put a kibosh on a whole bunch of weird things with my life. I mean, just tons, way more than most people could probably even imagine. But anyway, yeah, like I'm just now just making, I just keep doing the Diamond Dragons thing. I wish I could put it on my background with this little client, but I can't. I can do it with Zoom, but you know, like I don't know how it works with this one.
Yeah, I used a different camera angle, and then I had an interview for one of these gigs where it was like going to be like a serious gig for a serious company for serious money. And I was like, well, I don't want to just like aim my camera. It's like my girlfriend's desk is behind me. And I would, every time I had to do like something live, I would clean her desk so it was presentable. And then, you know, I was signing up for a job to program LEDs and controllers and stuff. I'm like, well, this is my resume right here. So I just like light everything up.
That's cool. I mean, it's interesting how rabbit holes appear and then we go down them or we don't or whatever. Some are short and some are medium, some are long. And then some you're like, I've been down here for a long time. You know, what's going on? You know.
That's wow. And you said you started in printing like on press, like Heidelbergs and shit like that?
Yes. We had 2 26-inch two-color Kamoris. This is going back like 20-something years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I still have a Komori press T-shirt.
Yeah, you don't miss getting like high making C prints and shit like that?
Oh, I do miss it. It was my favorite job. I loved it.
Amazing.
So like, you know, I had to drop out of college because I was having health problems, and then I needed a job, and I started on the conveyor belt. 6 months later, I was running the pre-press department.
Oh, that's right.
And like a year after that, I was running the whole print department. This is it was for the company that owns Liberty Travel, and we did all of their in-house printing. We were like, when I first started, we had 3 shifts running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's serious shit.
And then it wasn't even like home internet, it was corporate internet, because nobody needed catalogs, nobody needed coupons. You know, you show somebody, they had like the company website that was just internal, where they showed their clients whatever they needed. They print it out, go to Kinko's on the corner. So the print shop went from, you know, being like more work than we can handle to just inventing stuff just to stay busy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm going on print runs all the time, just looking for hickeys and shit like that, and just leaving, I would be lit. Like I'll have either a headache or I'll just be lit. I'll be lit up. Like, yo, I don't know why am I just lit up. Then I'll smell my clothes and smell nothing but just straight chemicals. It was crazy.
Yeah, well, I also, my office, my first office was in the camera room with the fixer and developer, you know, just 50-gallon open drums of cancer.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. But then we had like in our building, somebody was subletting, and when they moved out, they let me design my own office, which was awesome. We had an in-house also furniture building. So I designed my own work tables, and like I got paid absolute garbage, but I was young and I had like this opportunity that I thought was going to be a career, but then the career disappeared.
Damn.
Yeah. You know, I went from being like dramatically underpaid to guys like begging to take my job that had 25 years of experience.
Yeah, we have a couple friends in the printing industry, and it's really, really tough.
Yeah, I remember when I started, like, you know, the whole graphic design thing. I started in like the end of '99, beginning of 2000. So I was going on press runs and seeing all those, you know, just those big presses do their thing, and I'm just like, it's just a whole, the world is just different. I remember back in the days, you know, just to print a blue like this on press, like how many times you have to explain to somebody like reflex, you have to use reflex blue. Like, yo, why'd it get so dumb? You know, it's because you didn't want to spec colors, and now you're bringing me a CMYK file and it looks like mud. So you're like, listen, now you got to pay for me to go back on press with reflex. Reflex blue always came up on every fucking press run I went on. It was hilarious. Reflex blue.
Yeah,
reflex
we had
blue. Reflex blue.
Now you're drawing comic books in reflex blue.
Reflex blue, bro. Reflex blue.
Well, that sounds like a new drink from Mundo. Shout out to Mundo because his tech keeps screwing up, I guess. But
yeah.
Mundo needs a reflex
blue. That sounds
Mundo
like
just needs a reflex blue, and he'll be straight.
Reflex blue, bro. Reflex blue.
It'll fix you up.
And the yellow, everybody. What was the yellow everybody went with back in the press days? 116. I
Yellow
want this yellow to
116?
be not so yellow, but I want it to be like, I want it to pop. Like, listen, 116, bro. PMS 116. That's I heard it every fucking place I went.
We were
dude, you gotta make homage to those things then, Kev, right? You gotta have like a Y116, for something, and people be like, what's that for? And is it just some random numbers? You'd be like,
some random shit.
Just random numbers.
Somebody can't pull out a color match book for no reason. Just like the PMS color match book.
Yo,
that'd be the best.
Gotta have it. A technician could just pull that shit out and then use it as a key card.
And those always suck because they were always out of date. Like no one got new books every year. So by the time you use it, next year, the colors were off.
Especially not
yelling
my
at shoes that don't match. But it doesn't fucking match because your fucking book is 2 years old, asshole. You gotta get a new book.
Yeah, we because we were doing mostly corporate stuff, so it was 185 red and 27 blue. We're like, we could not have enough of that, and then we went out, and then the guy's like mixing it on the plate, like
185 red. It was 185 red and 031.
Yeah,
185 used to be our color at our job that we used to have to use all the time before we changed it to 186. I think
186. Yeah, we dulled it down a little bit. But 2000.
That was like exciting times. Exciting times when we changed from 185 to 186. We had a party.
Life changing.
Oh,
yeah.
I had a sign over my door that
I remember the date.
It said "garbage in, garbage out" over my door.
That was one of the sayings in our job too.
Giggle.
So
that is the truth.
I also heard my boss say on a number of occasions. This is one I think is so funny. She would say, "Good, fast, cheap. Pick two."
Right. Yeah, that's the other
an old adage. It definitely applies almost 100% of the time, with some exceptions.
Yeah.
With every
sometimes you only get one.
Yeah. Exactly, or none.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get hot garbo.
Yeah, then you get like SOS and
yeah. I mean, we've all gotten hot garbo. Like I've gotten so much hot garbo just trying to keep Diamond Dragons moving because y'all can draw, y'all can communicate, and you guys can plan, and it's your work and stuff. But I can't draw, so I have to try to communicate what's in my brain.
Well, you did great with that cover. Your cover looks amazing.
Oh, thanks, and dude, it means a lot to me that you said that. I'm not going to get all weird and emotional and stuff, but that's that's who I am or whatever. No, seriously. I mean,
I think it's gonna catch a lot of eyeballs.
Well, I mean, this is why I'm saying I really appreciate it.
You have it close by.
If you and Kevin are saying it, it's different than if, say, Bob, the guy who works at the car wash, says, "I like your cover." Do you see what I'm getting at? Because like you guys are artists, so right?
Yeah, Kev, look it up on Facebook right now. Diamond Dragons. I think he's got it on Facebook.
Oh God, it'll probably show the old. You guys actually would laugh at the the original thing in the videos. I made that.
But let me tell you something, man. I laugh at shit I made last week, bro.
What's that?
I still laugh at shit I made last week. So it's like,
well, I mean, I knew my limitations, is what I'm saying, but I could not, for the life of me, for 2 years, you guys, get anybody to help me on making this Diamond Dragons thing. So it's a big shout out to actually, I guess if Team Milblart is out there, I mean, I don't even know how to say their team name. I think they're like in Ukraine, but like, they really came through on being able to help me communicate the vision that I had. The irony, though, you guys will laugh at this, though, is that when I was communicating to them, I need you to draw these things. It was really difficult. Not because anybody's dumb or stupid or jerks or whatever. It's just like, can you imagine me trying to communicate that to you? That logo.
This type treatment is nice.
Oh yeah, that was hard too, and that was mostly credit to them because I just said, here are like 5 examples of possible things, but I'm very open-minded, and just here's what it's about a little bit. Because again, we can't imagine if as a designer team, you Kevin, I said you need to read my whole book before you design it. You'd be like, no. You see what I mean? So I had to still communicate to them, well, what is Diamond Dragons? Is it just a fluffy, like, yeah, it's just switch red dragons, they're killing things, and I just want explosions like Michael Bay. that wasn't the style for this particular work. It could have been. It could have totally been like Devastation Dragons, where no, whoa, now we're talking about something different. But I was like, I want to make sure that we get style and class, but also fantasy and like, yo, dragons. You know what I mean?
So like, this is just me, my personal like opinion. I'm looking at type treatments, especially for books and stories. Like if the type treatment doesn't make you have questions, if you don't ask questions about it, then it's like you missed it. That's a missed opportunity.
I agree.
So it's pretty dope because like the O's I already see I have like serrate edges. So I'm like, what is that? I like to represent the back of a dragon. And like, is that an onyx and a diamond, or did you make up your own gems? You know what I mean?
Very interesting. Not going to tell too much more because I'm saying no, you're literally nailing it, Kevin, and I think this is actually the irony is actually, I'm glad we had this conversation, Kevin. This is very important to me. I'm telling you why too. When I decided I wanted to have these certain elements on the cover, I wanted some to pop out to you immediately, no matter who you were. Because someone, let's be honest, we all know you're going to look at a book cover for 4 to 8 seconds and you're going to decide whether you want to.
3 seconds.
Okay. Excuse me.
But I ain't got 4 seconds.
You get my point. That's why I gave a range where I'm like, someone might look at it longer. But here's my point is it's like, you have that time. So if someone's like, well, I need to communicate to them that my hero, they're actually this and they're bisexual. They have blonde hair. And you're like, you're not. Why do you want to do that? Just let them see the intrigue immediately, tell them a little, but then if they spend the time and they're thinking longer, they're going to go, wait a minute, what is this? And someone will look at my design, they'll say, why do I see the sun and the moon? That's interesting. Well, wait a minute, the diamonds are black and then they're silver and white and they're round. Wait a minute. So like also when you said I saw some edges and I saw there's sort of these wings, there's something in the background, and I'm like, not saying anything more.
This is cool. I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
So I appreciate you guys appreciating the work, because boy, oh boy, wait till it gets to books 2, 3, and 4, because I can even say this and make it ironic. All the designs for the book covers will collide. Nice. Heyo, thank you for the shout out. Sweet of you.
There we go. Yeah, I didn't even see all that. All I saw was the type treatment.
All good. Because I mean, and what you can't read on this particular image, and it's not meant to until people were to look closer, is the tagline, which is time is the only resource for which no creature may bargain.
It's dope. And then this symbol here is kind of like what you're doing with your hands, right? When you're doing this whole
You're
thing.
Starting to get my drift, because right when I have the dragons, they literally are like, think of it like with martial arts. They'll come up to each other, right? And they'll be like, Shulo, and he's like, Shulo. And then it's like, so, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, that. And he says, I understand, very good. And he'd be like, Chiong, Chifo, ha, boom. And then they fly off. And you're like, hey, what the hell just happened? But you at least understand, you're like, well, I guess they greeted each other and then they said, later, fool, I'm out of here. Yeah. Like, you don't need to know, but then later you learn what does Chiong or what does Chifoy and what's Iyelaha, It's all like words that belong in their universe, not ours, but kind of, and I kind of use the book to explain too. Like I try to say, this word was a little bit like this word, but there's no real good direct translation here. In fact, there's so much meaning lost in this translation. It doesn't even make like, this is good enough. Good luck with it. That's all. Sorry.
It's dope, man. It's dope.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, another question real quick.
Sure.
So in the background of these book covers here, is that like lava, like a lava type of thing going on here? And the one I'm looking on here is just like some like real rough waters or something going on here?
Yeah, so
elemental with it.
Yeah, you may or may not have caught that, right? Exactly, right, Kevin? Like you can see there's already aspects of fire and ice, for sure.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool,
right?
Man.
Like how could anyone miss that? And then I'll give you another one that maybe you guys all didn't see, but like, so you guys are familiar with this yin yang symbol, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
some people catch that with this and some people don't. I think it's the most obvious part, but
Oh,
not
yeah,
everybody
Yeah.
does.
I thought it was so obvious. I was like, you know what? Let me not even talk on that. I thought it was understood. So like I went from yin yang to like, oh, there's like a really hard, leathery, demonic looking wing to a nice, soft, angelic looking wing. So I was like, okay, that's rather the question more than the yin yang. But then I went further and was like, oh, it's like some good versus evil shit, and this looks like some interdimensional shit going on. But you know,
Yeah.
that's just. But that's good though. That's what I took on like the first. Like
Oh
we
yeah,
said,
they could also be like dragon
that.
eyes. Like I could see that too.
Hey, interesting. Now, you guys also have some inside information. So now,
yeah.
I don't want to say fermez la bouche or taisez-vous, but you
that's
know.
another thing I was going to say is like you gave us some behind the scenes look on what's going on. So it was like, oh, that's exactly why I was able to read
Be
it.
careful with your words,
Especially that part when, like, yo, that part of 3 minutes when blah 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 blah.
Oh, but I will say this, and I think I got a lot of people's opinions, but which ones do you guys like better? I mean, I've already made probably my decision based on getting all the decisions from like about 20 individuals that I, kind of treasure their viewpoints, but left or right.
I mean, I'm leaning.
I'm left, hard left.
See,
so gold, right?
So conceptually, though, what's more important, like the sun and moon or the wings? Because if the sun and moon are more important,
good question.
Left. But if they're equally as important, then I'll
the
go.
irony here is then good. That actually helps super. Like if I was already solidified for the most part, but you guys just locked it in. I think even Anthony probably agrees too. That actually makes the most sense that I know what to do with this decision, I'll say.
I've got stacks of journals of all world building, no story for a dragon related epic.
There you go.
Oh, cool. And, then we should just, dude, what we should do is dial it in.
Just
it's oh man. I had at different points, different people wanted to do comics. So then I like would build a different timeline, not timeline, but like a different period of time. So I have like millennia of history that I wrote all sorts of backstory for, and then none of the stuff ever worked out.
You never know. What we should do is because I'll tell you this is like, I'm pretty certain that what will happen when I put this out, people are going to say, dude, I want to know more about Alteaya. I want to know way more about Legimoto. I want to know way more about where in the bloody heck did, Siren come from? And it's like, we get where she's from, but wait, what the heck, man? Like, they're going to want to know these things. So I could only imagine if, like, I've created a certain amount of backstory, I got to tell you all, just like you all have done, but it doesn't go on forever. I'm not like, I wrote the backstory to absolutely every character going back 400 years.
See, that's where I go.
Well, what I mean is I didn't have that time to do this because I've only been working on the project since 2018 when I started the screenplay version, which I transmuted and mogrified, if you will, into a book. But you see what I'm trying to get at, right, JB? Is like some of the characters are fleshed out.
Yeah.
But they're not like they go on for eons,
But your symbolism kind of resonates with. I might be putting my own feelings into what I'm seeing, but what I'm seeing resonates with the story that I was building.
That's interesting to say. Well, good. I'm glad we have it on camera so that later when you try to sue me, I'll be like, but I never read any of them at that point. I just met him.
I can't find those journals. They must be somewhere.
Either that or I should or honestly, in honesty, it's cool that we meet because then we should talk and I should be like, yo, let me tell you about some of these characters. And do you think that might be a good backstory detail for this one? Because at this point, these characters are fairly epic in the sense that they all could have had adventures before, not to mention the fact that the dragons in my world are not like, they live to be 50 years old. They don't even measure it in years. They're not Earth years. The planet doesn't even move at that particular rate with its particular. You probably know what I mean. So there's thousands of our years old, but they use their own term, and you learn in the book that term is larger than a year. You know what I mean? So you're like, like that means they might be old, and I'm like, they might be, but I try to also give it human scale so that when people are learning about it, I don't just say these dragons were 72,393 years. That's just too much. Like, what? Why? Like, it's too much psychobabble. Like, otherwise, I might as well make it they live to be 153,248 years. You know, you'd be like, ew. Instead, I just try to give it scale, but they're not even being calculated in
No
years.
pun intended. No pun intended.
Exactly. You're getting my drift, man. Boy, you catch on quick.
You know, in my story, like, it's irrelevant. You know, most people don't even believe dragons exist.
Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah, they're billions of years old. You know, they're from the creation, like they're part of the creation myth, not myth, of reality of the story. And then I have like different layers. So I like had part of my world building was thinking about how myths and religions evolve over time. So I wrote like eons worth of evolutions of the belief system, and different historic events that would have affected schisms and big shifts in understanding and belief. And I never got out of world building because that's just what I enjoyed more than actually write. I'm good for writing like a chapter here and there when a story I come up with grabs me, but I run out of steam pretty quick.
It's totally understandable. I totally get it. And also, hey, you guys, put your drawings back on there. The Diamond Dragons thing doesn't have to be there forever. They get it. They get the idea. But no, I appreciate the shout outs. And like, I mean, universe building is cool. That's why, Kevin and we can all relate if that's the case. But if you ever want to chat, JB, I'm down because that's another thing about it is it's a world building process, and sometimes having some input on it is helpful, and especially if it's in situations where people are like, these are never going to see the light of day, but I think they're really cool. I'm like, well, then if they are, then maybe they can be applied.
Yeah. Well, this is a total non-real. Well, it's related, I guess.
Well, you can always chat with me another time too. I don't want to steal all the time from them, but feel free. I guess I don't know.
They can talk whenever they want. They can just close my window and I'll never talk again.
Well, by all means, go ahead.
JB's a realist.
Yeah. One of my favorite things I did when I was younger, and I guess people just don't have the patience for stuff like this anymore because we got phones and shit. But I would just like ask people for words, and I'd build up like a word, like a list of like 30 people of 30 words or something.
Okay.
And people would give me like crazy words, try to stump me, and then I'd write a story in 5 pages.
That's great. I mean,
that's cool.
And it all built on a canon. So it was. I still have some of it, and it was nuts. So it was like a religion where the this religious symbol was like an American, U.S. nickel, and
because of course,
and there some people worshipped chrome toasters, because people would just like give me themes that they
but
thought
not
were
black toasters, right, and not like red ones.
No, because it had to be shiny, because the shininess of the toaster reflected the purity of the nickel. So, and then I had people like we would have it was when I was in high school. We'd have like a weekly ceremony where we sacrificed a nickel to the storm drain.
Yeah. I just want to go on the record and say that there's nothing in Diamond Dragons that has to do with them worshiping nickels, though. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I know, it's just fun.
I'm teasing you, but it's
fun. Coming up with crazy shit like that.
Kevin and I used to like work together in an office all the time, and I'd come up with these like crazy scenarios. Ask Kevin how he would deal with them,
and I answered every one.
He was good at it. Even our boss would like get on it sometimes. I'd be like, Lori, if you had this type of power and you were stuck inside a building, or
My favorite was when, I think this was a few of the last shows, Ant's like, yeah, I used to just make these drawings of how like how Kevin was going to die.
Yeah.
And he would just be like, and one you
pick
just
those
said
up.
he'd just be chopped in half, and another one would be.
He actually gave. We were gonna do like a show about them, but
Do
I have
you
to.
have them or I have them?
I have them now. I have to block out certain words that are like written on them.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
But I want.
You're like,
I
there's still some work involved in the editing process, Matthew, but we'll get there.
And we had some that we even totally forgot about. Like our friend from our job sent us just today. It's funny that you mentioned it because just today she was sending us some that she had that she kept, and Kevin didn't even remember.
I didn't remember these shits in my meeting.
And
notes.
they were like cruel and awful. Some of them were really funny.
Well, that's the point. Is like, right, when you're doing art of your friend, and you know it's not realism, and they don't mean to hurt you. You're like, you could do whatever you want. In fact, that's when the most gruesome ones come up, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're being like,
because you don't have to pull out any stops. So if it was like a less good friend, you'd be like, well, I can't say this because they might cry.
Right.
But like if Kevin started crying, I'd probably just laugh. Like especially if I did it.
Yo, wait a minute. Let me tell you one of the most. I was fucking terrified in this situation, man. So we used to always like our manager, like our art director at one point. It was just a bad situation, right? So we would draw some funny photos. We would just draw some funny shit, just funny things about her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was Ant sat here. I sat in the middle of him and her, like those. So she was like, I was in between them two, and they were complaining about some shit. They were like, "Yo, this department is fucking mad at this, mad at that." So Ant was like, "Yo, that's bullshit because without us making something that they can hold up, he was like, without them making something they can hold up," and it was a drawing that he made of her. And
I wasn't paying attention.
And I saw it, and my face stood up, and I was like, I'm like, I'm trying my hardest to get his attention. I'm like, and he's like, he's looking at me with that face, like, shut the fuck up. I'm making a point, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at him like motherfucker. But it was so. But like, luckily, she was just so like, she was out there. She didn't even see it, or she didn't register it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's
I was
though.
fucking. I turned beat red. I was nervous.
That's a great scene for a film. You know what I mean? Where this artist holding up this thing. You see this motherfucking thing? I did all this and did it, and you're like,
and the picture was so fucked up. It was so fucked up.
It was bad.
Oh, it was so bad.
Did you have
I was nervous. Oh, I was nervous, bro. I was nervous.
Oh, look, let's try to get Mundo in here. He's got his phone working.
Sweet.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm on my laptop, guys. I'm on my laptop right now, and I'm still having technical difficulties.
It's okay. It's good you're here, man. We were shouting out to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But I mean, I'm like, oh, this sucks, man.
Good to see
I
you,
had
Mundo.
such a decent day until 4 o'clock. After 4 o'clock, the shit hit the fan for the rest of the evening. One of my clients went ballistic, running late, can't find my hoodie. It just endless crap, and then
One of
this
them
tech
nights, man.
shit
One of them
happens.
nights.
I'm all like, no.
Dude, that sounds like a good story at Mundo's bar to be like, see, running late,
Right?
can't find my hoodie. Running late, can't find my hoodie. Boom.
I know. Hey, Ant, that's a story that you're gonna have to put in there. Damn tech, I'm gonna kick somebody's ass just because my bar ain't working right.
Yeah, maybe Mundo like hates tech.
Or
Mundo's in
Mundo,
retrograde.
apparently, or one or the other, damn it.
No, I have to constantly upgrade because shit happens too fast.
Yeah. I bet.
Mundo is in retrograde.
Well, shout out to you, Mundo, for Mundo,
I
for you
can't believe
understanding
and
bad days. Because I don't know about you, but I've been having a pretty bad, life.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just teasing you.
Come
No,
on,
it's
man. Pretty bad life.
You know what I'm
Dude,
trying to
look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your life's getting better, really, man. You got a beautiful daughter. You got your book coming. Things are happening for you, bro. Things are happening for you. You
I
got good
appreciate
friends right here, man. You got some
Yo,
good friends
Mundo.
backing you up.
Mundo needs a hotline, man. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying,
No,
like,
in a way.
just Mundo needs a hotline, bro. You just call it,
That's
like,
what
yo,
I'm
man.
saying, man. Mundo,
But
you
yeah,
can
Mundo
call us.
hotline.
We're the hotline, man.
But yeah, I'm feeling pretty fucking down on
Right?
myself, Mundo. And just let him go.
Come now for your
You'll hang up
free
feeling
reading.
fucking amazing.
No, man, I'm just me, bro. I'm just me.
I'm feeling the
I
beard,
see
man. I'm
things-
having
I
like
see
beard
things-
envy. You guys are fucking wolfing out over here, and I got this little bullshit scruff. Yo, take me off the
Dude,
kick.
you're an artist.
I can't, dude. I can't find my hair clippers, man.
You don't need it, bro. You don't need it, man. That
Dude,
shit is
just
beautiful.
Mundo, yo, I
You
just
kidding me? I'm looking like
beautiful.
Wolfman Jack over here.
That
no,
shit
on
is
no,
steroids.
no,
beautiful.
Mundo, let me hook you up. I literally just bought this freaking it's just
Floby?
a lithium ion charger or a shaver, and it's a beard one. It's only like $20, and you plug it. It's a USB port one too, so it's super easy. But like you could cut it down with that.
Nah, don't cut it down.
Oh
bro.
yeah,
Let it go. Let it go.
I'll just
Let
go
it
to Walmart and get me a new one if I can't find it within the next month.
Yeah,
full
if you
kid, bro.
need one, they're super cheap. I just
Go
get them
full
online.
Gandalf. Go full Gandalf.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Me?
I might
Oh
shave
hell
all
no!
my
If
hair
I look
off.
like Gandalf, I'd get Medusa style, man.
Yeah, Anthony, you know how like
That's the problem.
right? You go with no hair and stuff. I was thinking about if Albatross doesn't make its thing near, I would be like, I'm gonna shave my head, all my hair off.
How you doing,
If
JB?
you know what I mean.
Oh, shit.
If people don't cough up the coin, I'm gonna have to shave off the head or something. It's
That'll
like,
be-
Is it going to reveal some kind of like avatar tattoo on your head that's going to like point people towards the campaign or
I
something?
think
God, I hope not. I mean,
think-
it depends on if I was
I
made
think
by
you
a
should
computer.
shave when you reach your goal.
Whoa.
There's
Oh,
some
that's even
assholes.
better.
There's some assholes like, oh, we want him to shave. Don't fucking pay him. You know what I'm saying? But yo, as soon as I reach my goal, I'm gonna shave this shit off.
That's cool, but then that's the
JB got
irony,
a
right?
got a really
Do it.
good looking
Let's do
beard,
it.
man. I'm jealous.
Thank you.
I'll do it.
You gotta
What do I
sit here
need?
and you gotta
Yeah.
take care of it.
Yeah, you do. I mean, that's the only way to go.
Right.
I just can't get mine to settle down.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you know this, Mundo, but I haven't got a haircut, or I haven't really. I mean, actually, I've been shaving. It's true. I've been trimming it or whatever, but for like a year.
Yeah.
So.
I just
I'm about tempted to just get some little scissors, because I have the scissors, and just take a comb and go.
that's all I do. That's all
You
I
can
do.
do that.
Yeah, barber style.
I just buzzed like around the back and sides. The top's still super long, but I just could not deal with it anymore.
Mhm.
And but yeah, my beard though, like I had it down about here, but like you said, it gets like Medusa. Like it just starts like it's like I'm talking to somebody and I just see it like reaching
Well,
out.
you
trying
know
to grab
that there's
them.
contests and shit for that, right? Like there's some. Did you ever
Yeah,
see
man,
this thing?
that's how I feel. I'm just
Longest
thinking
beard
like,
in the
damn,
world.
I'm gonna have one of these damn hairs bite somebody. Like,
Yeah.
You know what's the craziest thing about like
Yeah,
hanging
Davy
out with somebody
Jones.
who has a long ass beard? When you go out drinking and you get that little dribble that fucking just falls down the whole fucking cascades down the whole length of the beard. You're like, bro, wipe that shit immediately, please. I can't get my eyes off it.
Have you
ever
I got
fucking-
this like white stripe down the front. It's all bleached out.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why I don't think I'd ever grow it like super far out with any of that stuff. I'd be like, nah.
That's funny
Oh,
as hell, man.
I should
Well, you
probably
just get
shave it
fucking
when
crumbs.
What should
You
I
get
do?
crumbs in it.
Should I do it like the Aquaman style? Is that what I should do?
Which I don't know.
What's
That's
Aquaman
DCI.
style?
I don't
Aquaman
know.
style?
Like with
Yeah,
the
there you go.
beard and, like I don't know what to do with my stupid beard.
Speaking of Aquaman, you guys see the Justice League or what?
No.
I don't even.
Oh, they
not.
said it's 4 hours
No,
long.
that shit is fucking. That
Yeah,
shit is
I
amazing.
want to see it.
I think that shit is going on pretty fucking good in my opinion, man. I
Wait,
love
you've
it.
been watching, Kev? Are you
Yeah,
finished?
I love that shit. And I didn't finish 4 hours, but I love that because they took out all like the stupid, quirky little dumbass jokes. You know what I mean? Like it feels like a real movie now. Like you know what I mean?
Good.
I love
There
that. I'm
you
like, no, I'm serious. So, but
No, I
like,
believe you. I'm saying is like, oh, good.
you almost have to like just forget the first one. You just forget all about it because all of that is pretty much in this cut as well. But it's just re-edited and it's not a joke. It's not like it's not flaky anymore. You know what I mean?
I think I know what you mean. Like I heard about it, right? I keep seeing ads for it too. The Snyder cut, the Snyder cut, the Snyder cut.
That's what they're calling it, the Snyder cut.
That's what I believe.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get it though. I guess it's definitely yeah, absolutely. It is definitely the sniper.
But I'll tell you, and this is actually the truth, and it's not just a joke, but like the only things I'm going to spend my money on is food, my daughter, Diamond Dragons, and Albatross Junction. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
yeah, I mean, you can watch Justice
buddy.
League online, bro. You can watch it online.
I know, right? Also,
Yeah.
everybody on the show right now, probably including Ant and Kev, we all got to tell at least one other person about this and say, can you just contribute like $5 to $10? Like, would that be too hard? Or I'll break your nose? Like,
Oh my god.
no, I'm just teasing.
Well, I got one of my.
I mean, I'll break their nose for free.
I'm gonna start.
How can you live with yourself?
He
I'm
doesn't
about to
even
start
have.
selling this shit at gunpoint, bro. Just I'm gonna start selling these books.
No,
at
Kev,
gunpoint.
you
Don't
gotta act like it's
Don't
like
worry about
New York
it. We're
City with
selling
the
these,
CDs.
bro. We're selling these, bro.
Like the guys on the street.
I'm getting these fucking things sold.
Like the guys with the CDs that just put them in your hand.
You like rap? Yo, bro.
You gotta like just put it in their hand.
Yeah.
Blank CDs. You're gonna hand out blank comics.
No,
Well, I mean,
not
what
blank
do you
CDs. Like those like
Are you
CDs like
releasing
in New
any
York
portion
that
of it
they
digitally for
force
free?
you to buy.
Wait, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Like I was just saying that there's these CDs in New York. They're not blank. They're like they've got music on them,
blank.
but people like put them. Oh, yeah, I guess maybe people put them like in your hand. And Kevin warned me one time. He said, "Never, take out your hand to reach for those CDs because they will force you to buy it."
They'll walk with you. But yours, my album, man. I'm trying to come up and rap, blah blah blah. You like rap?
Don't
Yeah,
make
I do
eye
rap.
contact. Don't even like make a breath in their direction. Just keep walking.
You just
Wow.
can't smile, man. There's just no smiling. You just gotta, I'm good. But now you're my brother. Yo, bro, I'm good. I'm good. Just keep it moving. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
hard though, huh?
No,
You have
it's
to
not.
wonder, like,
Let it
imagine
go.
doing that job or being those people with those CDs where you're like, man, I just want to get them out there for free. That's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah,
It is
it
hard. I'm not gonna lie. That I mean, I moved like what 5,000 to 10,000 CDs by hand. Like, so I was that guy too. Like, yo, you like rap, bro? I got rap. So I'm saying I'm about to move
I love
1,000.
that you guys are making fun of the very thing you.
Everything I did, but that's
Well,
why
how Kevin knows
annoys
like
me
not
now
to
and
do
shit.
it. He like knows how to like not take the CD.
Not take the
It's funny as
CD.
hell.
Yeah, but I mean, the point was, if they didn't take the CD, you wouldn't have been making money, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know why this had this flashback, but I'm me and Ant were like we were training, doing the whole Kempo thing, and our teacher was like, "Yo, we're gonna learn how to like disarm someone with a pistol over the fuck." I'm like, "Bro, that I don't care about that. That's not gonna work." He's like, "All right." He was like, "Okay, look, you take the pistol and like you try to rob me." So I went across the room and I'm like, "Bro, empty your pockets."
Yeah.
He's like, no. He's like, no, come up to me. I'm like, no. I was like, no, a gun is for distance, dickhead. I'm not gonna come close to you. I'm gonna stand over here and be like, yo, I'm gonna show you the handle. I'm gonna say, bro,
Besides,
empty your fucking pockets.
Yeah, Kevin
Yeah,
actually
Kevin,
showed us
move.
how they would actually rob you, and it was very smart. Like Kevin just showed the gun.
Like
handle.
nobody wants
Not
problems.
even
Nobody
like
wants
pulling the
problems.
gun out. There's no
Right.
pulling the gun out. It's just like, no, we're just showing you the gun handle.
But yo,
And that's
drop your shit
enough.
right here and keep it moving. Nobody wants problems.
Exactly.
And this is like 3:00 in the afternoon, 42nd Street. Where you're like, what? Like either
Well-
you're gonna yell police and you might get shot, or the guy's gonna run away.
Yeah, two things with that. Like, because I have a story with, I'll just try to be as quick as possible too. Like, basically in college with some of my buddies, like we did some fun. I'll call them fun, but
Some fun
experiments with
robberies.
that. Huh?
Some fun robberies.
No, we did some experiments with, of all things, I just said, hey, let's do, we'll get a water gun and then t-shirts and everything and colored water or whatever. And we also did like a knife where we did it where it was like either like magic markers or whatever. And we just said, look, let's try to simulate if any of these conditions were going on. And of course we know the bullets come out of a gun much faster than a water gun, but we were like, let's try that for now. But the point was we wanted to even see if it was plausible for any condition other than, when they put the gun on your chest.
Yeah.
If you could A, survive or do anything at all, and B, do anything, and the knife was ironically, and I always tout this, I say the knife is, first of all, it's far more dangerous if they're next to you, but it's also counterintuitive because people go, no, dying from the gun is more dangerous. I'm like, yeah, but it's going to be less likely for any human being percentage wise to want to threaten you with a gun rather than the knife, because with the knife they could wound you. With a gun it's like, dude, that's coming out to kill you, but I was like, here's the point, if they're going to hold a gun on you, they're not going to get near you ever, like,
not at all.
unless they're so stupid.
Unless it's their first time, then you got a chance to knock his ass out.
That's what I mean. And I'm like, and do you really want to roll for percentages on that? You know, you'd be like, well, if I ever get mugged by someone really dumb in the exact right position at the exact right time, then my karate will come into play. You know, and you're like, maybe, but probably not. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I can understand like my teacher's point though, that like, you know, it's not like out of the realm enough to say, well, I just won't train that. You know, so I guess like there might be a, you know, like let's say there's only a 1 in 1,000 chance you could do it, but maybe you have to do it. You know, maybe there's no fucking choice.
But in that case, I would say this though, Anthony, on that level is that then just the basics of instantaneous speed, you know, like going from 0 to, you know, just like as
no hesitation.
Then you have to be like, and the point of that is it's not so much then about the knife or the gun or the bat or this or that, but it's like there's 100 other situations that figure in. Like, for example,
who else is with them?
Well, no, wait, I need to edit the story because if this goes online, so I can't do that. Okay, I'll say this. Wait, yeah. Oh, what if, you know, there's more than one person and you don't know?
Yeah.
You think it's
or even you have somebody with you that, but I mean, that could be the reason why you have to do something as well. So like if, you know, backed into a corner to protect somebody that is about to be in imminent danger, you may have to like, you know, risk something.
Well, yeah, no, that's why training in general, but what I'm talking about, training in specificity is almost pointless. Except for specificity in technique. But the idea of trying to train for like, okay, what if there's one person in front of you? That's one thing. But as soon as there's more than one, you're in big trouble.
So you know what my my limited training taught me? That you got to go all in immediately. Like I'm never gonna try a number 1 or a number fucking 12. No. Never ever. I'm just gonna go all in immediately. I'm not gonna say, yo, I'm like, I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
You can't think about it, because I can tell you that just
it's gonna have to be muscle memory.
Yes,
that shit ain't happening.
Right from fencing, from all the fencing competitions that I used to do, which was a lot, and I'm not saying I was really great or anything. I was not a terrible fencer, nor was I the greatest fencer who ever lived. But I would compete, and I won golds and silvers and bronzes. Is like when the action happens, you don't know what's happening. Now afterward, you describe it, and so does the director a little bit, but you kind of know. You're kind of like, oh yeah, that was a, you know, you feint, then this, I switched to parry of second and riposte, bam, or something. But in the moment, you're like, oh, and they're like, what just happened? And you're like, okay. And then you have to express to them, oh man, I messed up on my hair just doing this weird thing. But
that was a cool ass move. It's gonna be amazing in slow motion when
but it's true because your hand is waving and searching for their blade in like super tight rhythms, and it's really happening very fast, like within, you know, most moves are calculated in a quarter of a second. So if you're performing several of them, you can think maybe 4 moves happen in a second, something like that, you know. But anyway, my point is exactly, Kevin, like, what am I going to do? Plan like it is with the movies. First, I'm going to grab Kevin, and then I'm going to pull him in here. Then, as this guy attacks me, I'm going to kick him. Then I'm going to strangle Kevin and drop him. And then you're not going to. No,
that's true, man. It's true.
You're not going to.
So the biggest lessons was just go all in, go all out, 0 to 60 immediately. And another big lesson for me was you don't let fucking go of him.
Don't especially if they have a weapon.
Yeah, you don't let go of his ass.
Yeah,
good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
I know. I think the worst thing that people don't think about is like, what if they have another weapon that like is in their ankle? You know,
it's true.
They have a gun in their pocket and or pants or whatever, but do they have a backup piece or do they have a backup knife?
They ain't getting to that. I guarantee you.
You say that,
you got a gun and somebody shows you they got a gun too, you better shoot first, ask questions later.
That's just all I'm saying. Yeah, it's
one thing. I was like showing my friend. We were like walking around. I think it was Charleston, like one of my stops on my way to Florida and stuff. And I was just walking around the city. There is so much junk laying around. There's so much stuff on the ground. There's like bricks every 3 feet. there's a stick here, there's a fucking metal rod leaning up against someone's house, there's a fucking like hatchet, or like there's so much shit. Like if somebody attacks, you just start grab something off the fucking ground. There's like bricks and stuff. You can hit them on the head. Like there's so much shit around. It's so crazy. You don't have to go empty-handed. Believe me.
It's so funny you mentioned that too, because like I love how these people always be like, well, if this happens, then I'm going to use my jujitsu, which I'm like, I'm not even trying to dog jujitsu, but I'm like, it's going to be tough for you to do that on concrete with like, you know how where there's the curb. Like I seen this fight on video online where this poor dude, like, the fight went to the ground. Big surprise, right? Big surprise. They didn't stay on their feet and box each other. No, they did not. But anyways, the dude crunched him on it just so happened that they were like, stumbling, and then he fell. Like imagine y'all falling on a curb on your back.
Oh geez, that could hurt the spine.
Like that was a spine on the corner, like jink, and you're like, ugh. So like
that's the worst.
I bet technically he was going to win the fight, by the way. I mean, hey, how would I know that? But anyway, the point was like, wow, that'll like.
Oh, you're saying after that, like it kind of went wrong for the guy who landed down on that?
You're getting my drift. Like in other words, even if
you mean he was trying to get I wasn't making a joke. Like I was asking, like he was trying to pull the other guy down in a jujitsu move, and he hurt himself. You saying
that's not exactly what I'm referring to, but what I'm trying to say is, imagine how like because people will train you and say, okay, if you go to the ground, then get in your guard. Then you're going to do this, you got to do this, you got to try to break his arm, or you're going to try to put him in this thing. But it's like, what if you fall on a brick? Like you just like your spine hurts really bad now. You might have broken it. I mean, all I'm saying is there's a million things that can come into play, or you can get like shoved up against the corner or something. And also it's like, in certain rules of sports, like there's certain things they're just not allowed to do. Like, start jamming their fingers into a dude's eyes.
Yeah, I mean, just from like my minimal street fights I've had and shit like that. One fact I do know is that if you're squaring up with somebody, everybody's jumpy, right? So just throw something at them. Just throw your keys, throw your hat. They're gonna jump, and that 1 second is everything. I'm telling you. It's just it's serious. I mean, like I believe you. I'm as a kid, as a teenager, I would always like fiddle with my hat, like like if I'm like, yo, why you talking about? I'm just talking, and I'll just throw my hat. And they always fucking jump. They always do this shit.
Yep.
It's wide open. They're wide open.
Yeah.
Funny.
Like, I was taught at least at one point.
Just shout out. My dear brother Numsi has forsaken me.
My dear brother Numsi.
My poor brother Numsi.
Yeah, I love that.
Be purged. I should be beaten.
My dear brother Numsi.
Numsi.
That's funny as hell.
That's cool.
But yeah,
I know. I just watched it again. The Golden Child. It was funny, man.
That movie's hilarious. Movie's hilarious.
My girlfriend's
man.
never seen that.
My boys and I, we saw at work. We just recently watched the Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
How is that? That's out. I didn't know that was out.
That was good. Yeah, the first episode, man, it was good, bro.
Oh no, I didn't know it was out. My brother told me it was out. I didn't watch it yet.
A lot of action, for sure.
Sweet. Now, Anthony, which character is this you're drawing?
This is Dobbs right here.
Dobbs. Okay, copy that.
It's John Dobbs. That's
oh man, that is looking sweet.
Both of these guys are kind of like the main character. Donovan lives on to go through the whole entire story arc, and Dobbs doesn't make it very far.
It sounds like they get a company
like
later. Donovan and Dobbs.
Version of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, you like that?
Or is that?
Yeah, it looks like the flat version of the Falcon, man.
I think it looks like the bat plane from the '89 Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that too.
I love that.
I could see it too.
That's the best.
But it looks wicked, though, man. I can't wait to see it colored.
I'm really excited about coloring this one.
Oh. Yeah, man.
Where are they at in that scene?
They're inside the Albatross Junction science facility that they actually create those monsters in, and created Alba, the woman that they meet at the end of the issue. and
Uh-oh.
he's getting a call right now, or he's kind of checking in on the Concordia, which is that plane right there, Quantum One, and he's looking at it to make sure it's still there. So they're kind of looking at like a view from outside. It's also going to be like a little hollow thing on his wrist when I'll put that in later.
I dig that.
And this is where the two characters kind of separate. This is actually the last time, they'll be together, kind of, because after this, there's like a huge battle and stuff like that. So they kind of get separated.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shit gets.
Hey, I got a question for JB, man. I'm sorry. I know I missed a lot of the first, a lot of the vid here, but you working on anything new, JB?
I've been working on paid work for the first time in a year. So it was like pretty much a solid year between not being paid and getting paid. So
oh my God, I would do anything,
There you go.
But I do have some projects I'm working on that I will not talk about in places like this.
Places like this.
Well, they're actually.
Did you hear that? He's not among good company, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't know what kind of riffraff you guys got watching this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, friends in low places.
I don't blame you one bit, and I don't blame you one bit.
I whisper to Mundo what I'm doing, and the next thing I know,
it's for sale tomorrow.
It's on Canal Street on Monday.
You can't keep any secrets with these guys. No rats.
It's like
that's why I have JB designing all my stuff for Civilized Sabers in secret.
Yeah, the voiceover was great, man. I think you should just do that shit the whole show, bro.
Well, actually, the point with that too, Kevin, to bring it back to AJ is like we got to do that sometime where we should just do read-throughs online, and you just kind of go through like the first, 3 scenes or whatever scenes you want to do, and then we could have everybody's voice and some characters and stuff. Sort of like
actually, we could maybe take turns. Like this might be interesting. Where like one episode, Matthew's like up in the corner box, and we pretend like you're not there, but you make fun of us the whole time. Like insert whatever you want, And then the next week, like I'm up in the corner.
You're like, we pretend you're not there, and I'm like, oh, you mean like my entire life? Okay, sure.
I just noticed something, Anthony, on the topic of stealing things.
Mm-hmm.
What the?
Is that a Batman gauntlet? Let me see.
No, it looks an awful lot like.
That is cool, man.
What the?
Did you make that? Did you mold that?
This is 3D printed, but it's
that looked like it was made just for your arm only. That is crazy.
Is
that where you're gonna put that fucking thing at?
He's gonna put his
you hear my question?
12.
Is that where you're gonna put that fucking thing away? You put that fucking thing there.
It's made to hold my phone. I was just like looking at the artwork there, and I'm like,
it does look exactly like Dobbs's arm piece.
Yeah, it does.
Well, there you go. Now they're doing props. Like you should have him do props.
I kind of want to. Yeah, I kind of want to see that thing in action now. Like, can you hook it up now? Is it not ready?
You need to tell Dobbs to stop stealing from JB, man.
Now, if I can only get Dobbs's beard to look like JB's beard.
JB is kind of like looks like Dobbs. Honestly, we should just color him up.
There he is. It's JB Dobbs now.
JB Dobbs. Oh,
that sounds good, man. That sounds real good.
JB Dobbs.
Yeah, got a nice ring to it there.
Johannes Barclay Dobbs. Don't forget the J.
Amazing. Oh shit.
So yeah, what the heck was I saying with Anthony? Oh yeah, but seriously, Anthony, go on forward. You were saying that we should do a read through and then something about a box. Pretend I'm not there.
Oh yeah, and then you like kind of make fun of us, and like we can't say anything back. Like we just have to pretend that you didn't say that. And then like the next week, like I'll be up in the corner doing that to you guys, kind of heckling, And then maybe Kevin gets a chance the next week to heckle.
I like
sick puppy.
I like the voiceover type deal that he's doing.
Hello,
you kind of
I like that too. Like he could kind of narrate it.
What was your father, dear? Was he a coal miner? Did he
have the lambs stopped crying, Clarice?
Oh yeah, you think you're funny? To hell with you!
Oh
shit!
Man, you got Arnold down pat, dude.
Of course. He was the governor of California.
Man, I sure needed this. I sure needed this. Woo.
What do you
I'm
mean?
glad you made it on, Mundo.
Don't worry.
Me too, man. I was afraid that I was gonna miss the whole thing. I mean, at least try to chime in. I mean, even my iPad was like crapping out. I'm all like, what the hell? Like none of my devices are working right.
Yeah,
So,
I hate that.
Oh, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe this weekend I'll get myself a new phone. If not,
I thought your
next
phone
week.
was new. I thought you just got a phone, and maybe I'm mistaken.
No, man, I've had this damn thing for almost 4 or 5 years already.
Oh,
My
So,
phone's pretty old too. I resonate.
Yeah.
yeah,
This is like
I mean,
2017.
I'm resisting. I have a 2014 phone. I'm resisting getting something new. But now you know what's happening. Like FaceTime stopping working. Like I try to talk to Harris, and it's
It just
Harris?
crashes and stuff.
And yeah, like it tells me on my phone that it says camera being used by another application. I'm like,
right.
what? So
Like, yeah,
I go through,
you.
there's no other applications open. I close them all and it says camera being used by another application. I say, can you see me? To the other person, they're like, no.
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I could think of is
See,
it's like an old phone.
They broke it.
yeah,
They
and my
obviously
phone
broke
right
it
now,
with
it's
One of the
weird
updates.
because
One of the updates broke it. Yeah.
a lot of my other applications they open, they're fine, they have no problems. But my two email apps crash. Soon as I open them, boom, they're crash as soon as I open them. So it's like, oh.
That's why I
And
always
then I
worry
went
about
to
this,
try to
dude.
get a
You know,
new
when we all go
glass.
to the same technology and everybody's like, I put my whole life on my phone. I'm like, do you think that's a really good idea? You know?
Nah, I try to back up everything on the tower. So
Yeah. I was making a post recently, not to turn things dark too, but right, Anthony, like I was like, man, I almost feel that I'm more digital now than I've ever been because I don't have any human interaction and I really haven't for a very long time. And I mean, like, it's starting to get to me, I think, you know? And
No,
it's
it's
like,
crazy. It's getting real crazy.
Because everything's virtual. And I was like, actually, I don't exist. I am only virtual to people. If I disappear tomorrow, very few would know if I set an auto post with Facebook, hey guys, having a good day today. You know what I mean? It would just be like, no one would
I'd probably be one of the first ones with thumbs up. You know, hey, you having a good day? All right.
From the grave, I'd be sorry.
That's
we're
dark
dead.
as fuck.
Serotonin boost in the grave.
Well,
Seeing
see,
Mundo's
when I
number.
die, I
I'm not
tell my
dead.
kids and my wife, I said, when I die, you better bury me with a deck of cards and a bottle of whiskey so I can play cards with the rest of the stiffs.
In here, we pour whiskey.
In the coffin, we
Dark.
pour whiskey.
I love that clip, I noticed.
Make sure it's balcones, man. Some good stuff I'm going to send y'all one day.
Oh my God.
Y'all better be ready for it when I send it.
Just wait one of these days, dude. You know what, Mundo? There are dragon drinks. I think I already told you that, and you gave me some ideas. But one of these days, that's the thing. I should actually make. We got to like invent the actual recipes for some of these damn things.
We said this a long time
just
ago.
give me
never did it. Let's fucking do it for real.
Dude, when I,
Mundo's gonna
you
come
I'm
know,
up
with
with the
Kevin
month.
on this.
This
We'll
weekend,
start-
he's
we'll
gonna have
start
the
next show at
recipe.
8
time off from
p.m.
work,
and just get
yeah,
hammered.
I'll work on it. I mean, we did that for Albatross. My daughter and I.
She
were
came up
just
with the
like,
whole drink menu, and she's
Yeah, but
not
I'm talking
even
about actually
21
like
yet.
making them and
She's not
drinking.
even 21 yet. You're like, well, since when does that matter anymore?
All right, well,
See,
so we're
since
gonna
all
go
the
ahead and.
dragons-
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we're gonna end the show. And it's what is it? Past midnight here.
Yeah, I'm not a
on
quitter,
the
bro. I'm
East
not a quitter,
Coast.
bro.
Kev, you want to keep drawing? You want to keep going?
Fuck no, I've been tired 27 minutes ago.
All right, well, we're going to be back on Wednesday. I want to thank all of you guys, JB Kuma, Matthew, and Mundo, and Kevin for joining me tonight doing the show. And check out Albatross Junction on Indiegogo. There's only 13 days left, probably 12 at this point.
12 days left. I'm going to keep posting some shit.
Yeah, Kevin's on
That's not
Instagram at kscottcosme. We're on Instagram as Albatross Junction, as Albatross_Junction. I'm on there as Space Windu. JB's on there. JB, is yours JB Kuma, right? On Instagram.
Yep.
Mundo.
I see it. KUMA. Boom. And that's the only social media you're on. Is it Instagram?
Yeah.
Facebook?
Hey,
I'm
JB, would
on
it be okay if I friend you?
Absolutely.
Cool,
I'll
man.
look you up too, JB. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about social media anymore.
JB's the Mad Science Workshop on YouTube.
Dope.
Yeah. I
Bro,
think
you know what I was doing this whole time, honestly, like I kept looking up and I'm looking at JB's workspace, and I kind of want a tour, bro. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm gonna like your IG post. And hopefully you did a tour one day in the past, and I'll catch up.
Let me give you the tour.
That's it. Boom.
That's it.
I know. Huh?
Anthony's been here.
I did a video with JB last February or 2 Februaries ago. We were sitting right there. We talked all about his props and different stuff that he had going on there, and NeoPixel stuff. I think that's on my channel, maybe.
Yeah, I never got around to doing it because of bullshit.
Yeah, JB had like a different cut that never came out. It's gonna be the Binkerhoff cut when it finally comes out. It's gonna be 4 hours long. It's gonna be longer than my video.
We recorded over 4 hours of video.
So that is possible. It is possible to have that. It just will be severely non-action packed.
Yes.
Well, these
There's
days, because of COVID-19, nobody cares, right? They'll watch twice as much and like be
half as happy.
No, quadruply drunk.
On Friday, for a change of pace, I watched the historical zoning board meeting. It was 5 hours long.
For your county, like for your town,
for Jersey City, yeah.
Whoa.
It was fascinating. I mean, I've worked like adjacent to the industry, so it was like so it was interesting, but it was like just a change of pace. I'm tired of like watching jerks build stuff on YouTube. I needed something different.
I've watched Monmouth County board meetings too. I don't know why. I have watched them too.
I know shit was bad when I was like reliving like World Series that I've experienced and shit like that. I'm watching like the '86 Mets play the whole series and shit on YouTube.
I watched that.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm watching like all of Tyson's fights. I'm like, why the fuck am I like? I need to relive happier times or some shit. Like, what's happening? Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, no, that's
like, what are you doing?
The way to cope.
It was just wild. It was wild.
Kev, that painting's amazing, bro.
Yeah, it looks great.
The painting looks great.
It's finally done. It's all done.
I can tell you. Beautiful.
Just got a varnish.
Celebration, son. Celebration, son.
Celebrate that shit, son. Celebrate that shit.
Is that one sold?
Nah. Hopefully it will be soon though.
Start saying that.
I mean, and if you can't tell, like I'm crazy obsessed with skulls, bro. Like, look, like did that painting? Look,
oh, there it is. Hey.
Oh,
there's a boy,
man. I need
every day.
And did y'all get that YouTube vid I sent with the skull bottle or not?
No, where'd you send it?
I send y'all a TikTok vid. It's got a skull bottle, man.
I don't think I saw that either. No.
I'll have to resend it then. I need to find it and resend it to you guys.
I gotta see. I want to check that shit out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the guy's dressed up as a goblin, right? And he's got his skull bottle in his hand.
I've definitely seen skull bottles like in this liquor store by me. They have a skull bottle and like an M16 bottle or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
the M16 bottle, that one will fuck you up.
Yo, you had it?
You don't want to mess with that one.
Oh, shit. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, man. I'm finished yapping.
All right, guys. Well, have a great night. Join us on Wednesday for a new comic book day. Wednesday is new comic book day. It is the place for Albatross Junction live shows, and the Albatross Junction live shows are where you can get your insider sneak peek into Albatross Junction. This is the only podcast that shows you the making of a comic book from start to finish.
Hey.
So come every Monday and Wednesday. We are right here on Comic Book Creation Live. We also have another channel, Comic Book Creation, where there's some shorter videos, some different videos about the world of Albatross. So make sure you are subscribed there as well. And yeah, thanks again. We'll talk to you soon. You guys have anything more you want to say?
I just want to say that was very fucking good, bro. You are a seasoned vet That was impressive. I like that sign off. Just end it, bro. Just end it. Just end it before we just keep going, bro.
All right, here we go.
This night, a new power is rising. Its victory is at hand.